Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Today we are looking at factorizing common factors. We are still on that, yes. And we would just have a look at binomials and trinomials. If you want to check out other videos on factorizing, this is lesson 3. We've got lesson 1 and 2. Just check them out on the playlist. So let's get on to today's mission. So we have number 1 there. It's a trinomial. 72 m to the power 3 times n to the power 4 plus 25m squared n cube minus 12 m to the power 4 n to the power 5. All right, so with this one here, what we look at here is we first look at the number 72 and the number 72, 24 and 12. We try and find anything that's common there, right? You would realize that 72 is a multiple of 12 and 24 is a multiple of 12 as well. So if you take 72 divided by 12, you would find 6, right? So this is 6 times 12 to get 72. And then here 24 divided by 12, you would find 2. So you can see there that 12 is a common factor because all the other numbers are multiples of 12. So the first thing here, we note that 12 is one of the things that's common in here, right? And then all of these have the coefficient, the variable m in them. So we take the one with the lowest power as a common factor. So there's m here, there's m here, there's m here. So the first 12 is a common factor, and the m with the lowest power, so it's squared, that's also a common factor. And look at the variable n now. So n to the power 4, n to the power 3, n to the power 5. So the one with the lowest power is n to the power 3. So 12m squared n cubed is our common factor. All right, so 72 divided by 12, you have 6. M to the power 3 divided by m to the power 2. Basically, there are 3 m's here. We take 2 of them out. That leaves us with only 1 m. And then there's 4 n's here. We take 1 of them out. That leaves us with, we take 3 of them out. That leaves us with just 1 n. Plus this plus here. So with 24 divided by the common factor 12, we have 2. So we have our 2 here. M squared and m squared is the common factor, so that's out. There's no other m that's left. And then n to the power 3 is also taken out. There's no other n there left as well. So that we leave it there with that. Now you move on to the next one. The number 12 is common and is common there. 12 divided by 12 is 1, so we don't have to write anything. So we just keep the minus. Then now we move to the m. The variable m, it's 4m here. M to the power 4, which means there's 4 m's in there. We take 2 of them out, we left with 2. And then similarly with n, there's 5 of them. You took 3 out, we left with 2. Now that's how you factorize that. So now let's just have a look at number 2. Number 2 was recorded as 3bc squared minus 33 b squared c minus 9 b squared c squared. Right, let me just verify that. There it is, 33bc squared, 33b squared c, 9b squared c squared. Okay, again we look at the number 3. We can also note here that there is a multiple of 3 everywhere there. So this is just 3, this is 3 times 11, this is 3 times 3. Okay, so the common factor number is 3 because it's common in all of them. Then now there's a b here, there's a b on the second term, there's a b on the third term. We take the b as a common factor, and we take the one that has the lowest factor, the lowest exponent, which is just b, and then we do the same thing with the c, as there is only c there with the lowest exponent. So now we have 3bc as a common factor. We go back to the first term, we took the 3b out, so this almost as though it cancels itself out. So when the 3 cancels there because we have it here, and then the b cancels because we have it here, and then one of the c cancels because we have 1 here. That makes this, what's remaining there, it's only 1c because the other ones have gone out. Same thing here, the 3 cancels here on the 33, we left with the 11. The b, 1b gone, we're left with 1b, and then the c just cancels out. There is no c there remaining on the second term. So what we have now, it's minus 11 b, because we remove one of the b as a common factor. And now we move on to the third term. The third term being the 3 is gone here because we took it out as a common factor. One of the b is gone because we took it out as a common factor. One of the c here is gone, left with 1c because we took those out as common factors. So what we have left now is minus, one of the 3 is gone, we left with 3. B squared, we took 1b, we left with 1b. C squared, we took the 1c out, we left with 1c. So that's what we have left. Now let us look at the third question. 14 ABC minus 7 DFG plus 21 HJK. Here we can see that 14, sorry, it's 14. Ooh, I almost made a mistake there. So we have 14. 14 is a multiple of 7. We have 7 and 7 times 2. We've got 7. We have 7 times 3 here. So we take the common factor 7 out. Because the letters, there is no other common letters anywhere there. So we just keep them as they are. A, B, C. No. We don't have a common factor of the letters, of the variables. So now we have 7 is a common factor out. We left with the 2. A, B, C minus the 7 is gone out as a common factor. We left with D, F, G. The 7 is gone out as a common factor on the 21 plus 3 H, J, K. That's what we have left in there. Then number 4. Number 4, we have 1 over 24 x squared y z to the power 4 minus 1 over 8 xy squared z. Okay, so now we look into this one here. Now we have a fraction of a number. Similarly, there's a fraction here with the denominator 8, and we can see that this 1/24th has a multiple of 8 in this 24. So this is almost as though as this is exactly the same as this here, because 24 is 8 times 3, and then the common factor here is 1 over 8, because there's an 8 here as well. So on the coefficient it's 1 over 8, and the numbers it's just 1 over 8. Now we have the variables. There is an x in both terms. The one with the lowest exponent is just the x. Then there is y in both terms, so that's gone as a common factor. There is also a z in both terms, that's gone out as a common factor. Right? So on the first one, on this 24, we are left with 1 over 3 because we took the 8th out, we left with the 3rd out in. So 1 over 3. So we're done with the coefficient. Now we move on to the letters, the variables. We took the common factor, 2 x's, we took one of them out, we left with an x. The y is now gone out here, so there's no y remaining. We took 1 z from the 4 z's, we now have 3 remaining z's. Minus this 1 over 8 is gone out as a common factor, so that's gone. The x is gone as a common factor, that's gone. You have 2 y's, we took one of them y out, we left with the y. And also we had 1 z remaining, we took the z out, so we are done there. We don't have the z because it's gone out as a common factor. All right. Let's move on to number 5. This is the last one here. I hope all of these is making sense. 3p q minus r minus 2tq plus 2tr. All right. Now we see this one here. We have to just try first and simplify this side of the question, right? So here there's a common factor 2 in this, and then there's a common factor t. All right, so let's take it out as a common factor just on this side only, and we can see that we can have a q and an r remaining, just like we have a q and an r here. Okay, so we have 3p q minus r, and because we want to have a minus sign here, just like we do this side, we have to take the common factor of the 2 terms on this end with the negative out, because that would allow us to change this into a negative. So we take the negative out, 2 is out as a common factor, t is out as a common factor this side. All right, then we left with the q because the 2 is gone, the t is gone because they are here as a common factors. So we left with the q. Note that the negative, these two, we took it out as a common factor. So the positive q only remains. Like I said, when you take out the negative common factor, it allows you to change the sign inside to a minus r because the 2 and the t is gone. So we now have common brackets. Okay, that seems a bit more clearer now. So let's take out the common bracket here. We have q minus r, q minus r. That's common. Q minus r. So we've taken those out as common factors on both ends. So now this is gone out as a common factor, and this is gone out as a common factor. What do we have remaining now? We're left with the 3p minus 2t. That is our answer there. That brings us to an end. It's a bit of a lengthy video. We'll see you next time. Remember, learning never ends. See you on the next video.